Hello, welcome back. This is another episode of The Sims 4. I'm doing I call it a one tile more challenge. I can't quite remember how the other simmers refer to it, but it's where you, 1 by 1, 2 by 2, 3 by 3, as it plainly says there. Each tile is doubled. So I ended up the highest being 6 by 6, which is just 12 tile square. I'm not quite happy with the way it turned out. Before I recorded this video, I tried it on my own just to see if I could do it, if I could get the hang of it. And I had a ton of fun, and I built a really cute house. I was very pleased. I'm like, this is cool. So I bulldozed it, I pressed record, and this is not what I made the first time. And I don't know why I just couldn't bring it back. I don't know what happened. But it's not what I had made the first time, and the first house I built was much nicer. But it's still a cute house. I would call it a kind of starter, but it still ended up being expensive. That's the other thing. I don't know how to get around that. Other than I'm going to try one of these challenges where I set a limit and try to build a house without going over. But it's going to be so hard for me because even when I try to be reasonable, the house just gets away from me, and I think it was either $58,000 or $78,000 when all was said and done, and I couldn't tell you why. And the other thing too is packs. I try very hard to stay as base game as possible, and the packs get away from me too. And then when I upload it to the gallery and I go back in to look at it, I have to click the arrow to continue with the number of packs used in the build. And I apologize for that. But if you're like me, you just don't care. EA's going to take away what you don't have and replace it with base game items. And then you can just go back in and fix it up the way you want it. But I feel guilty doing it that way. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. It's rude. I think it's rude. So a couple things here I noticed that I've never mentioned before, and I might as well. Great, my phone goes off. I noticed with especially the older simmers, and not age-wise, but they've been around longer than me, they tend to take the kitchen cupboards, the ones on the bottom, and just, I guess they butt them up against each other in the corner, and somehow it just manages to work. But it doesn't work for me, or I care too much about the way it looks, because it's clipping for me. It doesn't auto connect and then become like one unit, but it seems to do that when they try. Instead of taking the corner cabinet like I choose to do, they'll take a regular, what would you say, just a regular cabinet, go right up to the corner and then put another regular cabinet right next to it, and somehow it creates a triangle in the corner. But mine never does. It's one cabinet up to one corner, and then the other cabinet is just sitting there, either half cut off, or it jiggles. You know, when you go through it, you can tell that I'm pushing one cabinet into the other one. I don't know. But if I don't do that and just go next to it, it never connects. And it just looks stupid. So I don't know how they do it. I always use the triangular corner cabinet when I'm doing the kitchens. And then the other thing, these sound so ridiculous, but I'm going to explain myself anyway. With bathroom items, I keep thinking realistically, and I refuse to put a tub, the spigot and the handles, I can't have that not against a wall, because where are the water pipes? I said it was stupid. I know it's stupid, but I always have to put the spigot and handles against a wall so that I know that they're connected to the water pipes, even though there are no water pipes in the house. It's dumb, but that's why I set things up the way I do. So this is the after tour. It's a very short video. I'm glad. I again went with very neutral colors so that if you do decide to upload it, download it, you can do whatever you want with it. But I messed up on that second floor there. I think I intended to put some sort of planter type greenery in the area because you can't access it because the stairs are there and the bathroom's on the other side. But I completely forgot. Also, you're going to notice when we go inside that the roofing is clipping again. I apologize for that, but I did go back before uploading it to the gallery and fix it. So that won't be, if you chose to download it, that won't be an issue. Well, it might still be, I don't know, but I did fix it, so it doesn't look like that anymore. I keep thinking I do, and then I don't. Also, I don't know how the other sim YouTubers do it, again, but as I said, I want to mention these things because I keep forgetting. They seem to just have random sims at their beck and call, and I don't. I'm not saving people that I create, sims that I create. So I always have to create a new one in order to get into these builds and record them. I think that's what they're doing. They're just going into their library and picking a random sim and then going into the houses that they create. I don't know how they do it. But I have to go into cast, I have to create someone, I have to select a cheap empty lot for them to start on. Then I have to give them some money so they can afford to move into my build, and then I move them to my build, and then I can record. It's a little tedious, but that's my system for now. I don't know any other way of doing it. Now, real quickly, I think, if I recall correctly, the entryway is the 1x1, which is 2 squares. The lav right next to it is 1, 2, 4. So that's the 2x2. And then the living room itself was the 6x6, which is 12. The kitchen, I'm pretty sure, was the 5x5. Or was it the 3x3? No, I think the kitchen was... Oh my goodness, I don't remember. How is this going? Because the upstairs was the 5x5 bedroom. His bathroom was the 3x3. So the kitchen must be the 4x4. But that's how I ended up working it all out. And it's cute. It's not a bad house. And it is small, but it's not cheap. So I don't know if I can call it a starter home or not. Because like I said, it's either 58 something or 78 something. But I remember when I created someone to get in here, I gave her like 30 grand. And she couldn't afford it. I'm like, what do you mean? And then I thought I saw 58, so I gave her 60 grand, and she still couldn't buy it. So I think it's a $78,000 house. I'm sorry. I don't know what I don't think I'm using anything exquisite enough to warrant such an expensive home, other than there being a lot of walls. I don't know that I went too cuckoo with the yard or anything like that. So I can't explain the expense, and I'm going to apologize again. But I think it's okay. I would just like to do it again and try to make it less expensive, maybe more accessible. I don't know. I want to try and find out what I'm doing that is so expensive. So maybe if I do this challenge with the... I know most YouTubers set a $20,000 limit. I keep saying dollars when it's simoleons. Maybe I'll go up to 25. Who knows? But I hope you enjoyed this. I appreciate the fact that you watched it. And I do hope you'll come back for the next episode. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.